Good people. But it's not good people, good people.
You
If
can,
you're not from the Grove, I'm
you
sorry.
can still do good people. Good
Okay, good people, good people. You know, that's what we do to let people know we lie. How is everybody doing on tonight? I know that we have people coming in. David still has to share out on a few more platforms. I have an emergency meeting to handle with our Optimus Club. So I'm not gonna be here for very long. So I'll probably start out with asking a few of the questions and then I have to jet out of the room, but I will not be away. Like I'll still be able to oh babe, come this way. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll still be able to hear. Um while he's doing that, a quick
Well, we
plug,
good. Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
a quick plug. We don't normally plug merch because obviously we do merch. We do merch. So we don't normally plug merch. But my children's godparents have a song called Blessings Keep Following Me that they released years ago. And they had a clothing line that they kind of set in the background and said, you know what, we're not really gonna do it. But we love the merch and they didn't ask us to do this, but I love the saying. It says blessings keep following me. They have this, they have the it's on the back of my shirt. They have blessings keep following. We're gonna post a picture of it. And they have these little wristbands. They stopped selling it. So I don't even know how much they would sell it for. But I love the message. So it says BKFM on this side, and in the back, this one says been blessed. Come on, somebody. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. Um, so I would like to, if they let me get a link or something, I'll let y'all know if y'all interested in buying this shirt or getting any of these. Not to the girls only, but to everybody that will come on, those that will come back and do the replay. If you want to get a bracelet or a shirt, blessings keep following me. It's a great message. All right,
Amen.
you ready?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready to go.
All righty. So we're going to start with our first interview question. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. And for the people who don't know, you guys, let us know something that we don't know. Tell us about you. It doesn't matter who goes first.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Joniah Holson. I'm a 15-year-old junior at Sebastian River High School.
Hi, I'm Jamaiya Holson. I'm in ninth grade at Sebastian River High School, and I've been doing throwing since I was 10 years old.
Okay.
I've also been doing throwing since I was 10 years old, 9 years old.
Okay. 9 years old. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so you guys ready for that rivalry? Uh-oh. Did I hear
I don't
something
think
about to
she's
say?
ready for it, actually.
Oh, big sis putting it down. She said, "You not ready? This is my house.
Wait a
This is my
minute. Wait a
house."
minute. Wait a minute.
Nah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be some good times because you gonna break all the school records if you haven't already broken them, and
Yes,
then
sir. I'm prepared this year.
and,
Yes, sir.
and then little sis gonna be like, "Hold up,
I'm coming.
let me come right behind and get them records."
I want some of this too.
No, that's amazing. That's
You know, we
amazing.
should. I guess we'll go back there at the end of the interview if I'm not back from my other meeting. Then we got to come with mom to ask her how she gonna prepare for this upcoming season. What
Yeah,
is she gonna do to deal
she got to get one of them split
with
jerseys.
you two going at each other? That's a whole nother ball
That's gonna
game.
be cool. So, Joniah, and then we'll go over to Jamaiya. How did you get involved in track and field?
So when I was younger, my sister and my brother, they were trying out for the Indian River Elite Track Club. They had like their little tryout session, and my
Mhm.
mom encouraged me to try out as well. And obviously, I'm not a runner or anything, so my the coach for Indian River Elite Track Club was like, "Why don't you try shot put and try throwing?" So ever since, that's kind of how I started doing track and field.
Okay, Jamaiya.
Um, like she said, we were trying out at Indian River Elite Track Club. I started out as a runner from until I was 10 years old, and then I switched over to the throwing.
Okay, so what were your running events?
I did the one and the two.
The one and the two. Okay, so
Oh,
so you ever think about maybe one day say I'm dominating throwing. Let me go back and see if I can maybe run 100 or 200. Or are you like nah that's done?
No, not really, no.
So does mom make you guys run in practice?
Yeah, a couple of sprints here and there, but we mainly just throw.
Just for
Okay,
speed, maybe.
I got you.
So, what does a day? Did we do this one?
No, man.
What does a day of practice typically look like? I know we kind of just integrated that question, but on an average day, what are you doing in practice? Don't give us all the recipe. Just give us a little bit of the ingredients.
So we arrive at our facility and then we do our warm ups and we do a few stretches. Then we do some light drills before we start doing some technique work. And then we use the balls and do our full techniques.
Okay. So, oh, go ahead. You want to say something? All right. So, are you
Um,
spending more time? Oh no, go ahead. You gonna say
no, no,
something?
no. Yeah, basically what she said. We just throw a lot so we can get the speed down, the technique down. My mom likes to say, practice is key, something like that. But the more we practice, the better we'll get at it. So that's basically
Mhm.
what.
I got you. So, you guys spend more time on technique, you would say, or you spend more time with the implement, or is it a balance?
I think
It's a balance.
it's a balance.
The balance.
For me
Okay.
personally, though, I like using the implement more just because that's where I can kind of get used to generating my power, generating my speed, and integrating it throughout my competition as well. So
I got you. So what about you, Jamaiya? You more technique? You more implement?
I think I'm more technique because like I want to try and get down like my steps and everything first before I even pick up a disc or shot. I want to try and like perfect my technique and get it right just the best that I can before I even think about the shot put or discus or how far I'm throwing because that I can always work on distance. I can always build my strength, but like the technique is like like I would say that's the first step to throwing.
Is mommy there? Can she
I,
hear
I,
us?
I would agree with that.
Let, let me ask, how do you, mommy slash coach, how do you deal with this as a coach? You got two totally different athletes.
Honestly, but most days I can get frustrated, but then I have to kind of like take the mom out of it. And
Mm-hmm.
as what the Jamaiya says, she's more a technique person.
Mhm.
Janiah, I have to be on her a little harder because she just want to throw. She wants to
Yeah.
execute that power, which we know she has. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, if your technique is crappy, oh, pardon me, but if your
Right.
technique not
Right.
good,
We
then
got you.
it's
Right.
gonna crumble every single thing.
Right.
So it's not gonna
Right.
work. Yeah.
And
So
you know, for young athletes, I'm happy you said that because look, Coach Shia said she can't wait to see these two go
Oh,
head to
it's gonna be
head.
nice.
Oh, it's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
some
fun.
amazing things happening. Okay, so what I was about to say is, when you have an athlete that knows that they're powerful or an athlete that knows their technique, and this is just not for you two girls, this is just across the board. You lean
uh-huh.
on where you're comfortable. So you're comfortable in technique, you're gonna lean into technique. You comfortable in your power, you're gonna lean into your power. But the key to unlock you, mommy has, aka coach has, because at this point, she's not mommy, she's coach, right?
Yeah.
So coach says, I know you have power, but to unlock you, because you know, like I don't know if y'all, this is an old game now, but I love Candy Crush. David having on his phone, I play it every night. Like I play, I don't go to bed without playing Candy Crush. And I'm still not past like level 50. Don't ask me how. Every time you get a new phone, I have to start over. That's a whole nother ball game. But anyway, so in order to unlock the next level, you gotta bust some things. You gotta link some things up. You gotta get different colors together. You gotta try to, it's different techniques that you have to do to level up. So your coach knows that. And with me saying that, I'm gonna ask you, what was your mindset leading up to competition at the Junior Olympics? And how do you get in the mindset of this is my coach, this is not my mother?
Um
Or do you
so
ever separate it? Like, do you say she's never not my mom and just my coach? She's always 50-50.
She's always 50-50, but leading back to the first question you said, leading up to Junior Olympics, I really just like I kind of had to focus my mind and just like cuz sometimes I just felt like not practicing and I was like you're working hard for this, like you have to practice. Like just think about the end goal and how you're going to feel good that you practice really hard for it. So every time I would feel discouraged to practice or anything, I would just think you just got to keep going in practice. And yeah, 50-50 with my mom because like sometimes yeah, she's my mom and most of the time she's my coach and like at
But
practice
when
it's
you were
like
at JOs for the mindset leading up to JOs, not there, but the mindset leading up to that high competition season at practices, are you getting more mom feelings or you getting more, oh no, this lady gotta be the coach because she definitely not mama the way she acting right now.
I'm getting like it was 100% coach. Like cuz I would call her mom and she would be like not right now.
That's
So
right.
like, it was like no, it's not mom anymore, it's coach.
I love it.
I don't want you. You can go next, Janai. I was just to interject real fast. I don't want y'all to ever feel bad though, because as me as being a coach parent, you know what I'm saying? You still love your child. So you still want the best for your child, but you're looking at that child as an athlete also, and we know how much you want it. You get what I'm saying? So we know that if you don't get to that level that you want to get to, you're gonna be disappointed.
Right.
And now as a parent, I have to deal with you disappointed as an athlete and as a child. See, some coaches, your athlete disappointed, they go home, their parents got to deal with that disappointment. I'm off the clock. But as a parent, now I have to deal with your disappointment as an athlete as well as my child. So as a parent, it's kind of tough because you don't want your child to fail, just like a coach don't want the athlete to fail. So it's like a double. If y'all, I'm trying to get y'all. If I don't know if you can understand it, it's like as a coach parent, you're like double invested
You
because
feel it
you just
now.
want the best for that person, that kid, your child, and your athlete.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead with how you felt leading up to the JOs.
Nice.
Leading up to JOs, it was definitely more 75. Wait, yeah, 75, 25. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
More 75% coach because expectations, right? You gotta practice, you gotta be fully invested, weight
Mhm.
training. So and I really kind of do appreciate that because I definitely needed it. It was
Aw.
definitely a wake-up call to start focusing more on my practice, my lifts, my weights. All that leading up to JO was definitely appreciated because look at the outcome. The outcome was
Mhm.
amazing.
Right.
So that's kind of how my thought process was leading up to JOs.
So do you think this question is for you, Janaya? Do you think you trained or you were more focused leading up to the JOs than state, or you think it was the same? Because I know it's hard for high school athletes. You got to be up for state, and then a couple months later, it's like, bro, I got to get back up again. Like it's not easy. So how do you deal with that?
I kind of just tough it out. I'm not gonna lie. Leading up to states, of course, I was more focused, a little bit more fresh, right?
Mhm.
But obviously JOs comes around, the season is extended. So I kind of had to get that little extra push, which my mom or my coach was obviously there for. So yeah, that's yeah.
I
That's kind
got
of
you.
how I dealt with it.
I got you. So do you ladies? I know you got to get ready to go.
Yeah, I wanted to answer my question
Go
before
ahead.
I left. Okay, so I have to get ready to go. They already calling me for my other meeting. I have to get ready to go, but I always ask this question, and I mean I know she's sitting right there in front of you, but we're gonna act like she's not for the moment. Um, and anybody else. So I always ask this question of or give you space, whether not ask a question, but give you guys an opportunity to express how grateful you are, your gratitude, because sometimes when we're in competition mode or we're in throwing mode or whatever, we're getting ready, we don't realize that there are intricate parts of the process. Someone has to pay for you to get to where you're going. Someone has to drive you to where you're going. Someone has to wake you up. Someone has to make sure you have all your clothes. If you forget that you didn't bring food, that person has to make sure that you have food. So this is the time of where we pause and we give you the opportunity to say thank you, not only to mom, but to mom, uncles, cousins, family members, teachers, anyone that you feel was very instrumental in your success for this track season. And we'll let you both go. And just this is your opportunity to say, look, I probably didn't stop and say thank you, but I want you to know that I appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely. I am very grateful from the bottom of my heart to my mom, my coach, first of all, my high school coaches, Coach Warren, Coach Chris. I obviously, when I'm in competition mode or when I'm practicing, I definitely don't think about all those important parts of the process. And for that, I would really like to just come on here and express my gratitude. It's a lot, not only being a parent or a coach, but also having to provide financially for all of this to happen. And without any of you guys that I mentioned, this would definitely not be as possible as it is right now. So I truly do want to come on here and say thank you for everything.
Wow. Okay. And they need to hear that.
Yeah, they do.
Adults, you made me get teary-eyed. They don't normally happen. I normally ask that question like a G, but it's okay. So adults don't always pause to tell children, we need to hear that, but we do. So you saying it, you bring warmth to their hearts, and your coaches, if they're not on, whenever your mom lets them get the link, they'll come on, they'll see it. Little thank yous give adults big pushes of motivation.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about power, or we get real. It's like spinach for Popeye. I know y'all a little young, but it gives us good energy, and it makes us want to do more. So if I'm at 10 miles an hour, my child says thank you and I appreciate you for what you do, baby, I'm going 50. It's going to give me an extra boost. So they appreciate, you taking the time to thank them. Okay, baby girl, we listening.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Jamaiya, I'm
He was like,
sorry.
that was so
I
good.
just
I didn't want
wanna-
to come behind it.
No.
I feel like I personally I don't think about that, and like what you said, like it really made me like really start to appreciate my mom more, because and my mom slash coach more, because like all these long driving, because I know she's really tired from it, because it's a long drive from each track meet, back to back, weekends, work, working with sorry, work, yeah, the it's like a lot financially and mentally too. So like I know it affects her, and I just like I really know that I don't take the time out of my day to just say thank you. And like I feel like going ahead, that's what I really want to start doing. Like after each track meet, after these long drives, just say like a simple thank you or I love you. That I feel like that would help her a lot better, because I know it's like a lot that she's carrying, and it's like stressful too.
Girl, y'all got me about to cry. Go back and watch all the other interviews. I don't cry on this question.
But no, that's so true what you guys are saying.
Yes.
And parents and coaches too, because a lot of times, coaches don't get paid. And you do it out of the kindness of your heart. You volunteer your time. And parents, you know what I'm saying? Your mom's in the boat for both of those. Financially, it is a lot. It's a lot. Traveling is a lot. You give up a lot of free time, a lot of weekends that you would like to do something on your own. You can't, because you're pouring into your kids.
Yeah.
So, for your mom to hear that, I'm pretty sure, I know she knows that you guys are thankful and grateful, but words also need to be said sometimes so that people can also hear it and know that, that's what you really mean from the heart.
Yeah. So that's the emotional part of the interview. We're going to get back to being G's. All right. Your mommy heard it. Your coaches heard it. And everybody else around that helped financially, they heard it. So we're going to go. And mom, you don't get to respond right now. At the end of it, mom, you get to respond. Go ahead and suck that up for a moment. So the next question we have is What, this question is for Joniah?
No, I did.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Do you have a special routine that you do before you compete? And y'all have a good night. I'm gonna be back if I have time. If not, I'll see y'all at the next few meets or stuff.
So for us, before we compete, obviously you have the technical run-throughs, the warm-ups, but for us as a family or as a team or as athletes, we pray. It really sets the tone, sets up what we're gonna do at the meet. A nice prayer really goes a long way for us. It kind of takes some of the weight off our shoulders just a little bit, some of the fear off our shoulders. And yeah.
I got you. Yeah, we do the same thing. What about you, Jamaiya? You have any special routines outside of the prayer that you do?
Outside of the prayer, I usually just like to sit and chill. Not really watch my competitors, but just relax and like be like to myself and just be a little bit quiet and like in my mind, just like thinking about peaceful things.
I got you. So do you ladies have any nerves before the track meet, before you compete? And if you do, how do you handle those nerves? Jamaiya, you can go first, then we'll go to Joniah.
So I get nervous. Like I know I throw a lot and I do lots of track meets, but at every single one I always get a little nervous before. And what I like to do is I like to just tell myself, I just like to tell myself, you've done this before, you got it. It's just like practice. I don't think about it too much, don't stress over it. And yeah.
For me, nerves are a major part of this athletic experience.
Okay.
Normally, typically, when I'm like actually in competition mode, like I'm doing my warm-ups, it subsides.
Okay.
Until it spikes back up again when I'm doing my first throw. But yeah, I like to just converse with myself or talk with God about my fear or about my nerves, what I'm nervous for. And then I give it all up to him. I leave it to him until I'm on my second throw and I'm feeling good about the competition.
I got you. Okay, I like that. I like that. So do you get nervous during the competition as well then, right? Like before the competition you're nervous and even during the competition you're nervous? What about like you at a competition and you know that you got the win, right? You know that you're gonna win, but maybe you're not at the level that you want to be at. Do you still have nerves there or you're more calm? You still have the nerves because you want to hit those numbers?
Yeah.
I got you. So who's the most nervous out of the two?
Me, probably.
Yeah, okay, I got you. So coming up to the high school season, you gonna play on your big sister's nerves, or you gonna leave it? You gonna let her chill? So, do you ladies listen to music before the competition? And if so, what's on the playlist?
I don't. For me, I don't really know how to I can't really describe my playlist. It's kind of a mix of a bunch of things. I'm starting to listen to more gospel music, something that'll like calm me down, more melodic ones. That's what I listen to.
I got you.
I listen to kind of a mix of songs, but mostly I try to listen to some gospel, a little relaxing, kind of something to get me upbeat sometimes.
Okay, so you guys are chill. So you guys listen we say what, chill music leading up to the competition. Right before the competition start, we get upbeat, or we just chill all the way through just to get the mind ready, flowing, and then we go and do what we got to do.
Chill all the way.
I think I'm more upbeat, and then when I'm like, I don't know, 30 minutes before, 40 minutes before, an hour before, I like to put on my chill music and just get my mind right and get mentally prepared.
Okay, so who has the best playlist? Y'all gonna have to send me the link so I can go ahead and check them out and see who have the best playlist. So what are we eating before competition? What do we get in to fuel the body?
So I don't like to eat before competition, but I know I have to like feel my body. So
Mm-hmm.
I usually eat like fruit, oatmeal, and maybe like a small breakfast sandwich.
Okay.
For me, same thing. I really, especially when my meets are in the morning, I really don't like eating before a meet in the morning. Like
No.
my stomach turn, especially with the nerves. Like it's really a bad combo. But obviously, like she said, we have to fuel the body in some way somehow. So I eat fruits or like a small breakfast sandwich.
Okay, so what are we doing maybe for the middle of the, and especially for high schools? I know sometimes you guys don't throw to 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So what are we doing in those cases?
Typical because we eat school lunch. I eat school
Okay.
lunch.
Uh-huh.
Or my mom would like if we're going to a meet that day, my mom will drive up like she does every meet and she'll bring some type of food for us. So yeah, for
So
me,
that
yeah.
is that a calming presence though to know that your mom will be there?
Yeah, yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
She's always showing up some way or somehow.
It
She's
was
always
every
coming
meet,
to our
right?
meet. She comes to every single meet. So just having her there to be like a little encouraging figure is really also very very nice.
Got you. I got you. So we'll start with Jamaiya and then we'll go to Joniah. How do you motivate yourself every week? Y'all put up these crazy numbers every week. And I know it's tough. I know it's tough mentally. I know it's tough physically. It gets draining. So how do you motivate yourself week in and week out to go out there and do your best and put up these crazy numbers?
I just think of the outcome and I think of like where I'm coming from, like how much I've grown and how much I've been um PRing. So that just
Mhm.
makes me like that makes me want to get more and like, okay, I know I'm not done yet. I can keep going. So that's all I think about when I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. This is so tiring. I'm like, but wait, I didn't used to be throwing this well and now I am. So I should be grateful and I should be trying to PR every chance I get.
I got you.
um for me, I try to just remind myself that it's worth it. Like in the future, when I'm topping the charts and I look back at my younger self or my past self, like I'm gonna be thankful and grateful that I never gave up.
Mm,
So
I
kind of
like
just
that.
looking to my future self is a big push for me.
I like that. I like that. And I can tell you this, Jamaiya. I remember watching you, I think it was 2021 maybe, in Fort Lauderdale, and you were spinning. You're just learning. Don't feel bad. And I think you're at 26, 27 feet, which at the time I saw you spin, I was like, this little girl is spinning. I think you're 12 years old. I was like, that's amazing. I didn't really know you. I didn't know your mom. But at that time, I thought your technique was amazing. And then I saw you this year, later in the year, I think you went over 40. And I was like, wow, to see the transformation in just those couple of years of how far you've come. Just keep grinding. Keep grinding, because it's amazing. And you, Joniah, we were at Speed Capital, um, the one in Palm Beach earlier this year, and there was a girl. I'm not gonna say the team name, but there was a girl there, and she was throwing, and she had her sweats on, and she wasn't gonna take her sweats off because she just thought she was done. And she saw you throw in the warm ups, and she looked at her coach and she said, "Let me come out of these sweats because I gotta throw." And I looked over at Ricky. I said, "Yeah, she must don't realize she is in for a long day." And you went, you did what you did. I think you went 129 or maybe 130 something. But it's just amazing to see your maturation and how far you girls have come. And because I remember you were still like 105, 110. You know what I'm saying? So keep grinding. Because little sis coming. Because she already hit what 114 this year. She like, yeah, yeah.
Don't worry, I'm prepared.
Keep grinding, but I love it. I love it. It's iron sharpening iron, because the higher you go, she's watching you and she see how hard you grind and she see how hard you working. So it's pushing her to work even harder. So keep grinding, keep grinding. So being that you said that you don't really like to eat in the morning when you compete, do you like to compete in the morning or you more of an afternoon person?
I'm definitely an afternoon person. Only because I feel like my body is more awake.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my muscles are more awake. Everything about me is more awake. So when I'm ready to compete, I feel like I'm 10 times as stronger than I am in the morning.
Okay.
I think I'm better in the morning because when I wake up and I like wait too long to compete or do something, like I get really tired. So then I know that I'm not gonna be able to throw my best. But if I wake up in the morning, it takes me a while to get out of bed. But once I do, like I feel charged and ready to go. All I need is like a shower and something small to eat and some good music, and I think I'm ready to throw.
Ready to rock and roll. Okay. Yeah. I'm more of an afternoon, 11, 12ish,
Mhm.
only because I hate wet implements and I hate wet shoes and the grass
Um,
is all slippery and everything. You need towels and all that. I hate that. But I would rather throw in the morning because you get it over with and you get done. But I just hate that everything is wet. So 11 o'clock for me is the perfect time as long as it's not raining. But I can definitely see the argument for in the morning, and I can definitely see the argument for later in the day. So Joniah, and then we'll go to Jamaiya. What goals did you set before the season, and were you able to accomplish those goals?
So before season started, I definitely wanted to hit high 12s. And for that was for shot put, and for discus, I wanted to hit the 40s.
That's
And
meters
both
for the people out there who don't understand. That's meters, 12 meters and
40,
40 meters.
high 12 meters and 40 meters. And I definitely accomplished both those goals. I accomplished both for my high school season, and then I repeated my shot put goal at Junior Olympics. So that was a bonus.
So how did that make you feel when you hit those goals?
I felt really good. I felt really accomplished.
Okay.
Um, Hitting those goals were also definitely a weight lifted off of my shoulders because if I did it once, I can do it again and I can increase. So
Facts. Jamaiya?
my goal was to PR at every single meet I went to, and I was able to. Even at big meets, it was also to medal at big meets, such as like the Adidas meet, which I ended up medaling. It was kind of, and I was able to PR at that too. I was able to PR in the discus, and that was like really,
Nice.
I really like that.
Nice. And you got a tough age. Well, both of y'all got a tough age group. That 15, 16 group is like murderers row. And that 13, 14 group is baby's murderers row. like, like it's like pick your poison. Like D1 coaches are just looking at those age groups like take a pick because you really can't go wrong. So you really got to bring it when you go to those big meets. Like it's like you have to be locked in because one bad throw, two bad throws, you might not make the finals. So it's just a testament. It's a testament to your mental fortitude that week in and week out, even at the big meets, you ladies are showing up. You coming home with hardware. You coming home with medals. You coming home with championships. So, what is your favorite state to compete in? I know y'all travel a lot, but what's the favorite spot we like throwing in?
hmm, for me, I would have to say Massachusetts.
Mhm.
Um, I love the cold. I love competing at indoors. I feel like the environment is just really nice. I love
Okay.
winter. And so starting out my season up there, where it's nice, cold, like the typical aesthetic winter wonderland, that was my favorite. That was my highlight. So that's
So
most
what?
likely.
What? That was New Balance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And Jamaiya, what's the spot we like throwing in?
I would say probably Florida because
Florida. Okay.
we spent some indoor in there. It was nice. It was cool. It was kind of like she said, not really a winter wonderland, but it was like cold and it was nice to just compete like indoors. And also we spent most of our outdoor season in Florida, and Florida's pretty big, so like we were all over Florida, and I just got to see different parts and different cities because like we live in Florida, and like I parts that I've never really seen before, so I got to like see outside of our town.
I got you. That is a cool thing. That is a cool thing about track and field that you get to travel. But if you're afforded the opportunity to do it, so it definitely is pretty cool. So, what has been your favorite track and field moment so far, Jamaiya?
My favorite is probably gonna have to be Adidas. because it was really for my discus. It was a surprise PR. I was able to jump all the way up to second place and hold my position until the end of competition, and it was like because that was my first like big kind of brand meet, like
I
out
got
of
you.
all the, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Not understand.
So I was like really just like in the moment really about it. And I just really
So, so did you know what you knew was a big throw when it left your hands, or you saw it land and you look at the board and when you see the number flop up on the board, you're like, oh my God, how was it?
when I threw it, because my other throws, it was like it kind of wasn't landing, like it was going, but it wasn't going how I wanted to. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I turned around and it left my hand, I knew that was the throw. So like before it even landed, I was just like thanking God and like just jumping up because I already knew how that throw was, and it was my best throw.
Nice, nice, nice. For you, Joniah?
Thinking back, it's probably gonna have to be my district meet for high school, my high school district. I was throwing discus. My warm-ups, they were going all right. And then I'm up to do my first throw, and I feel like the acid in my stomach, just like my stomach was turning. I felt
Mm-hmm.
ready and pumped. And I stepped in the ring and I did my throw. I was expecting a solid good 37, 38.
Yeah.
And I step out the ring and they call my 40.23. And all I hear is my mom just screaming and jumping up. We were in shock, and I was super happy that I could make my mom smile like that. And I was just really glad that I was able to hit those numbers. And not only did I
Mm-hmm.
hit it once, but I hit it twice, and I hit it
Okay.
3 times, and I increased each time leading up to my PR of 40.83 meters.
Wow. So
And
in that moment, hold on, not to cut you off, but in that moment, was she mom or coach? What do you think?
honestly, I feel like in that moment, after she heard the numbers called, she turned into my mother. She was the difference was definitely there. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, because she know she's been there with you, side by side through the valley to the mountaintop, and she's seen how hard you worked. And for a parent, when you see your child achieve what they've been wanting to achieve and get that level of success, it definitely does something to you. It definitely does something to you. So that was dope that you guys got to share that moment. So what's a cool moment or experience that you've been able to have because of track and field?
For me, because of track, I've been able to converse with many people that are influential, I would say. I've been able to know that people are looking at me and watching me, a girl from Vero Beach, Florida, a small town. And because of track, I've been able to branch out my horizons and just have people know my name, my mother's name, my high school name, my family's name, my brother and my sister. So because of track, I really am grateful that I've had that opportunity.
That's dope. Jamaiya?
I've been able to meet people from different states and also just see and travel around, look at the different colleges, tour some of them, and it was just really nice because I know without track, I wouldn't really have these opportunities to kind of branch out and talk to people that are doing the same sport as me, going through the same thing. Some people even have like the same parent coach relationship, and it's just really nice to be able to see that I'm so similar to some people.
I got you. I got you. That's pretty cool. No, it definitely is. You definitely get to meet people. You like you said, you get to meet people from the same dynamic. Sometimes you might be going through something and you talk with another kid at one of these meets from another state or even another country, and you realize they're going through the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And you guys are able to to come together and relate and figure out how can we both get through this together. And you have friends, like you said, all over the country, because you never know, you might end up going to college with some of these kids. You know, they might call you and say, hey, Joniah, we going over here and we gonna build a super team. You should come with us. I already talked to the coach. He got a scholarship ready for you. You know, so you never know how these things can work out. So it's cool that you ladies are getting to experience that. So I know that you ladies do 3 throws. I know that javelin is probably not y'all favorite, even though y'all pretty good at it. But what is your favorite event? I know it's not the 1 or the 200 no more for you, Jamaiya. But what is your favorite event?
Shot put, definitely.
Shot put?
Mm-hmm.
You
For
too,
me,
Joniah, or you discus?
yeah, shot put is definitely my
Shot
favorite.
put. Okay. So why not discus? Because you ladies are great at that as well.
For me, discus is it fluctuates a lot. Like if some things aren't clicking in my technique, then the discus will literally not go as far as I need it to go. But like some days, like if my technique is crappy and I have enough power, it'll go a decent amount. It's just too many variables that play into discus that make it not my favorite. Okay, but for shot put, it's simple for me at least.
Yeah.
Even if my technique is a little crappy, as long as I can apply or generate enough force and power, it'll go to where I want it to go. So
I got you.
It's a bit more simple, okay, in terms of that aspect. So that's why that's my favorite and not discus.
It's definitely. I'm coming to you, Jamaiya, in 1 second, but it's definitely tricky. And like you said, it's so many nuances. There's so many little technical things there. You know, am I dropping the disc is too low? Am I opening up too early? Am I staying closed? Am I rotating, staying long out the back? It's so many different things. And you watch people throw it. Like when you watch the Olympians throw it, you watch some of the other kids in high school throw it that are really good at it. They make it look so easy. Even you guys make it look so easy. And then you pick it up and you think, I can't do this, you know, because it's tough. So Jamaiya, why you didn't pick discus?
Discus and shot put for me, it's like very close, but like she said, it just depends because the discus, like she said about the way there's so much things that play into your discus technique and how you throw it, because like you could over rotate easily with discus, you could like open up too wide like you said, but for shot put, like she said, it's kind of more, I'm not gonna say easier, but it's a little bit less like technical and too much stuff that play into it as discus have it.
I got you. I understand. And those are great answers, by the way. Thank you so much. Because now we understand why you love it and why you love it, but not as much. I got you. So what's the favorite medal that you've won? We'll start with you, Jamaiya. It doesn't have to be a national championship medal. It don't have to be a state championship medal, but it could be just the coolest medal that you have in your collection. So what's the favorite or nicest medal that you've been able to win so far in your illustrious career?
I actually kind of have a few. The one that really is kind of valuable to me, I think, would be my first junior Olympic medal that I got.
Okay.
Because it was like, it just like felt like I finally like accomplished one of my biggest goals, which was to medal at Junior Olympics, because I haven't when I first started, I wasn't really medaling in Junior Olympics, but when I finally did, it was just like, it was like surreal, like I almost cried. It was just amazing. And probably my most prettiest one would probably be my Adidas one, because it has like the Aggie Bulldog on it. It's huge and it has like, it's just really nice. Like both my hands.
Nice. And you, Joniah?
For me, I think the National Indoor Championship medal is my favorite. Only because
was that the AAU or was that New Balance?
AAU.
Okay.
Only because that meet definitely pushed me. I felt like I actually fought my hardest and I was able to come out on top. And that medal was a nice reward for that. And so that's why it's maybe one of my most valued in the collection.
I got you. Coach Tia say the Adidas medal look like a Flavor Flav clock. I
Hi, Coach
gotta
Tia.
I gotta try to add one of those to the collection. I heard that's a really nice meet up in Greensboro. So who do you ladies? Oh, actually, no, I wanted to get back to Jamaiya. So how did it feel? And what event did you win? Did you medal in Junior Olympics? Was it shot put? Was it discus
It
for the
was
first time?
discus. For the first time, it was discus.
And see, discus like I gave you your first medal and you don't love me.
Oh,
See that?
wait.
No, I'm just joking with you.
I
So,
actually it was I think around COVID time when I got
mhm,
like my actual like first junior Olympic medals. It was both shot put and discus, but the one that I was talking about was the one from Iowa. That was
okay.
2023. That was because throughout those years from the COVID time up to Iowa, I hadn't
Mhm,
medaled in junior Olympics, and I just felt like that was something I needed to complete was to medal again. So it
I
kind of
got
felt
you.
like I was winning it over the first time. But that one was for discus. My shot put wasn't well. It was like raining heavily. It wasn't a good day for me for shot
I
put.
got
But for
you.
discus I was able to come out and kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but just like
No, I got you.
come
You
out
you
and
were
prove
you were able to
myself.
put you were
Show
able to put
myself.
it all together and take your
Yeah.
anger out from the day before or 2 days before when it was raining and say, I got some good weather now, Jesus. Thank you, and I'm finna take advantage of it. So, do you think that helped catapult you into the season that you had this year?
Yeah, it was definitely a confident boost because it just made me more secure and I was like, okay, I did what I needed to do last year and I'm ready to get back into this year and um PR.
Nice, nice, nice. I got you. So we'll start with Joniah and then we'll go to Jamaiya. Who do you look up to, or who is your favorite athlete? And it doesn't have to be track and field, it can be any sport.
Um, so the first part of the question, who I look up to,
Hmm.
would definitely have to be my mother slash coach. She's an intelligent, strong, persistent woman. Very, very, very strong. And just seeing that kind of role model and having her build me up to where I am and continuing to build me up to where I'm going to be is just really inspiring, very
I love it.
inspirational.
I love it. I love
Um,
it.
and to answer about my favorite athlete, I have two. Okay, I
That's
have
fine.
two.
That's fine.
One of them, it's she. Um, I just learned about her this year. It's the Olympic champion for shot put, women's shot put,
Oh, from
uh,
Germany.
from Germany.
Yeah.
I really like how she incorporated Jesus, like her winning throw before she even stepped in the ring. I thank you God, thank you Jesus, and she went out there and she put it out, and so she's very inspiring. My other favorite athlete, or he's not an athlete anymore, but Neymar. Oh my Neymar, my favorite soccer player of all time.
Okay. Oh, he retired?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I
I
don't
haven't
think he
seen him in a
retired.
while.
He's
I
been
haven't seen him
busy
in a
doing
while.
other things.
I
So
got you. So why you started laughing?
Because she literally talks about it. And it's just like
I will tell
anyway.
you this. I gotta remember her name, but I don't know if you watched the competition. After her fifth throw, she went off in the corner. She crossed the track. She went off in the corner and she closed her eyes. And I was like, I wonder what she's doing. Obviously, she was praying. We found out later when she had her interview, and she can sing really good. So I don't know if you heard her sing. She can blow. So you might want to add her to your playlist. But she went and she prayed. And we know I was always told that God doesn't interfere in sports. What happens happens. He gives you strength, he gives you power, and you take care of it. You take care of your business that way. But she went and she prayed, and you can tell when she came back, it gave a calming presence over her, kind of like you said you guys do before you throw at the track meet. And if you get a chance to just go back and watch after her fifth throw, because they were slipping. That ring was terrible. It
yeah.
was raining. They didn't really want to squeegee the ring out for them, and they were slipping and falling. She slipped on her first throw. She almost got hurt. But you can just watch how she just had that calming presence come over her after she prayed, and she went out there and she did what she had to do. So that's definitely a great young lady to follow and to inspire to be. So Miss Jamaiya, let's see, we might laugh at your choice of athlete. So who's your
Inspired
favorite
by my
athlete?
mom. I'm
Huh?
inspired by my mom, like Joniah said. She's very strong. And this is kind of basic, but I really do like Ryan Crowder. Like he's my favorite athlete. I like watching his YouTube channel and like reviewing his throws and stuff because he's self-taught. Like he didn't start from being like this amazing thrower. He kind of was like a little bit not really behind, but he wasn't always as great as he is now. He kind of worked himself to the top. So that just like really showed me that it's okay for you to not like be good, like being amazing at it. You just have to work towards the top,
I work.
and
You got to work, and he's a great coach too. I don't know if you saw his
yeah.
discus thrower
Oh
won the
yes,
gold medal
the Jamaican guy,
from
right?
Jamaica. Yeah, he won the gold medal, and he told him, he said, I don't know if you saw. You say you watch his channel, so you probably saw it. They were training, and he said, you're gonna need 70 meters to win the Olympics. And he was like, 70 meters? I don't think I can get that. He said, well, if you want to win, you got to throw 70 meters. And
Yeah.
voila, he threw 70 meters and shocked everybody because nobody saw that one coming. So do you ladies have a favorite quote or favorite motto that you live by?
Okay.
Mhm.
I think it's Matthew 19 verses 27. But it says with all things through all things, through God all things are possible, or with God all things are possible. That's my
Amen.
favorite little quote or like Bible verse.
My
Okay.
favorite thing is my mom says it all the time, like before track meets, after track meets, when we're throwing. I don't know, people can hear her sometimes, but she'll like yell. She'd be like, I will remain confident in this," and that just like it kind of gives me a little bit more confidence with it. And like sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, she keeps saying this, she keeps saying this, but like it really does, like it actually works on you, like. And now I'm actually starting to like it like a lot more
Yeah.
because before I throw, she's like, "Come on, baby, you got it. I will remain confident in this and all this," and it's just like it's really nice.
Because there are times that you can do it, right? You practice, you train, you know the steps. You can throw it with your eyes closed, basically, because you've been doing it for so long. But there comes times where you doubt, or there comes times where you're like, I don't really think I can throw it that far. Maybe somebody went out and they popped out crazy that you weren't expecting. Because we all look at the performance list, and before you get to the track, and you say, okay, this person go do this person go do that. I just need to do this, and I should be okay. And boom, that person pop out at a 42, and you like, uh-oh, I don't think I can go 42. And then you hear your mom in the background saying, I shall remain confident in this, right? And that calms you down, and that puts you in a mindset of, okay, I can do this. Because then you go back to your scripture, right? With God, all things are possible. And it goes hand to hand, and they all tie in together. So just continue to keep that mindset and continue to build on it and continue to keep that foundation, and you'll continue to grow and you'll continue to get better throughout your careers. So we'll start with Jamaiya, and then we'll go to Joniah. We're almost done. I know you get ladies have school in the morning, and it brings us to this question: how do you balance school and track and field?
I would say school is definitely above track and field, but the way I'm able to balance it is just to try and finish my work as
Mm-hmm.
much as I can in class because I don't really have a lot of homework. It just depends.
I got you.
And I have a little bit of time between practice and coming home from school. So during that time, I like to try and do my schoolwork and just really try and focus on that. And now I'm in high school, so I have a lot more work, so I can't really like slack off on that during that time, and I kind of have to do my homework because when I get back from practice, I have to eat and go to sleep, and it's just like
So how was that
it's crazy.
transition been for you, moving from middle school to high school?
It's not as bad because I'm here pretty good on staying on my work, but
Okay.
it's like it's more work.
I got you. So, Joniah, you're a little pro at it now. You've been in a couple of years, but how are we balancing the high school work and because you do another sport also. You doing weightlifting also, right?
Yes,
So how
yes.
so how is it balancing school weightlifting, and then school and track and field?
So for me, academics come first, always. Um, and after school, I do weightlifting. And then after that, we always find time to do track practice. So whether it's 7 p.m. and I have homework that I need to get done, my mom is always, let's go train. Even 30 minutes of drill, 30 minutes turns to an hour, but who's counting? But yeah.
Coach
So
Fiona, thank you. I don't feel bad now listening to. I'm not the only one. Thank you, Coach. Go ahead.
yeah, but we always find time to even get at least a little practice in. And then I have time to do my homework and gallivant around or go on my phone or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of basically my balance between all three, or I would say school is a sport, all three sports.
School is definitely a sport. You definitely got to juggle it. You definitely have the highs and the lows. You have your weeks where it's chill. You got your weeks where you got 3 or 4 tests, and you like, God, I need you because I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this week.
Yeah.
But some kind of way
Especially
you make
since
it.
especially since I'm doing IB now, I've had 3 tests and 2 quizzes in 1 week.
Well, listen, I don't know how much advice I can give you because I graduated a long time ago, 2001, but I was in IB as well and doing track and football and baseball. It's tough. It's tough, but you can do it. You can do it now. I was able to
Yes,
make it
sir.
out. I don't have no gray hairs. Savannah gave me a couple, but I didn't have no gray hairs back then. But you can do it. You can do it. All right. So just stay focused, and you can make it through. But it's not easy. But God only gives us what we can
What we
handle.
can handle.
So he knows that you can handle IB and your coursework and track and field and weightlifting. So he put that on your plate. So we know that you do track and field. We know that you lift weights. What are your hobbies outside of these things? What are we singing? Are we painting? Are we reading? What are we doing? Are we dancing? What are the hobbies?
I play piano, and
Okay.
sometimes I play tennis and softball. So yeah.
Okay.
For me, I do the violin. I also sing. And then I do a couple other sports, tennis, softball. Yeah.
Okay. So I learned something new today. So what are you opera type singer? Are you like gospel type singer? What kind of singer are we?
Um, I I'd like to say that I do it all. I'm not really specialized in one type of music.
I got you.
But I definitely do like the flow or melody of gospel music. So that's yeah.
Okay. So
I also sorry.
no, go
I
ahead.
also we're part of the Gifford Youth Orchestra, or GYO, so I'm able to showcase my voice, and she's able to do piano. I'm able to do the violin there. So
Nice, a multi-talented kid. See, these are things. This is why I love doing these interviews because people just see you girls and they just say, "Oh, they just throw," not realizing that you're multifaceted and you have a lot of other things to offer. So that's pretty dope. So you guys have to pull up with your violin and your piano. Go throw a 120 and then come back like, bro, what just happened? You know what I'm saying? But that's dope. That's dope. So how did it feel, Joniah, winning the Junior Olympics this year in shot put? How did that feel?
it was definitely a weight lifted off my shoulders. My season, or to me, it felt like it was incredibly long.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt mentally and physically drained. Well, I feel like the physical part of it only came through my mentality. And so when I was convening with God and just staying focused on Him, I was able to kind of snap out of that mentality. And I was able to replicate my PR of 12.68 at Junior Olympics and take the gold. So that just felt really good. And it also helped solidify my faith a little bit more, because that just shows that God shows up. Like Jesus will show up no matter what. So that's
Wow,
kind
I
of
like that. I like that. I like that. So, Jamaiya, how did it feel watching her, knowing all the struggles, the things that she had gone through, how hard she worked? How did it feel sitting there watching that?
It was stressful because whenever I watch Janai throws like at like her high school meets, because I go to
Hmm.
some of them, her high school meets, any meet she's at where I'm not throwing at the exact moment, it's like I'm the one throwing. Like it's like I'm in her position, so like I'm nervous and I get like sweaty palms, and I'm like praying. I'm like, come on, and it's just like it's really like she stresses me out. Like her throws, they stress me out because like sometimes I'm like, come on, bro, you can do this. And it's just like she's just tiring sometimes.
So, do you ever talk to her? Do you ever talk to her during the competition, or you don't bother her?
I talked to her.
You
I'm
talk to
like, bro,
her.
you gotta get it together and stuff.
So who's tougher, Mom or Jamaiya?
My mother.
Mom's still tougher. Okay, Mom, are you there? Is she there?
Yes,
yeah.
mom.
How did it feel in that moment? Were you stressful too, or were you confident knowing that she would be able to come home with the gold?
Jonah has been struggling for a good minute with since she got into the 15-16.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw her the first tour, because the girl before her threw 40, and usually it kind of make her a little bit nervous. And when I saw her step into the ring, it was a sense of calm. I'm saying, "Ooh, wait up. This is a different Janaya." Because at club, she was out of it. And because I know she was tired. And then when I saw her step in the ring and she looked to the end of the ring and she went back, and I'm like, hey, this girl looked different. And when she threw the first ball and it was over, I said, okay, there's my baby. That's the girl I've been looking for. So I was ecstatic. It was really, really nice. If Janaya did not win, I would not have even be bothered because the her persona, how she looked, her
Mm-hmm.
attitude was
I got
just
you.
different
I got you.
at jail.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, that's a perfect time to show up. That's a perfect time. If you don't show up no other time, show up now. That's awesome. Now I can definitely understand how your mom feels because I've been in that situation with Savannah. Some meet you there and you like, really? We finna do this today? And then at some meet you get there and you like, okay, we finna have some fun today.
Yeah.
Cause you can just tell the energy's there, they locked in and they ready to go. So that's a dope feeling. That's dope that you guys all got to share that and experience that together. So this is our last question. Like I said, I didn't want to hold you ladies too long tonight. Joniah, we'll start with you and then we'll go to Jamaiya. Where do you see yourself now? You're gonna be a junior, so now I'm pretty sure you're already getting some emails and some text messages, some phone calls from the schools, because you put up some crazy numbers. Where do you see yourself in 2 to 3 years, and what's your dream college that you like to attend?
So in 2 to 3 years, I see myself at a university majoring in neuroscience,
Mm,
um, and being able to balance both college life and throwing. So that's where I see myself. Um, my dream, my dream schools, definitely an Ivy League, preferably Princeton or Harvard. Those are my top two at the moment. So yeah, that's definitely I see myself somewhere in.
that's dope. That's dope. I'm gonna call you guys right after this call. I want to have a talk with you about that. Go ahead, Jemiah.
Um, in 3 to 4 years, I see myself graduating high school, getting ready to go to college, at an Ivy League, um, and being able to throw at my dream school. I have about three dream schools. I want to go to Yale,
Mm,
University of Miami, or University of Connecticut.
I got you. I got you. Well, listen. I don't know anybody at Yale or Connecticut. Know the coach at UM really good. Obviously, they can't talk to you now, but I'm gonna send them your stuff. I'm gonna send them your name. Say, hey, this is one to look out for, because they already trying to get us. We don't. I'm a Florida State fan, so I would never go to UM. He's a great coach though. The coach at UM is amazing, but nah, we can't do it. Florida and UM are off the list already. They know that. I already told them. But Coach Young at UM is amazing. Corion, he is amazing. Great guy, great coach. So I'm gonna send him your name. I'm gonna say, hey, look out for her. All right. So don't if you see him pop up at a meet, don't get nervous. Go out there and throw 130. So he can get scholarship on the spot. But I thank you ladies tonight for joining us, allowing the nation to know more about you. And we just wish you ladies great things for the upcoming 2025. See, it's crazy to say that time is moving that fast. The 2025 season, wish you ladies much success, state championships, national championships, and everything that God has for you. We wish that it comes your way, and to your mom as well. Much success on coaching, as well as raising two beautiful young ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. It's
Ladies,
good to
have a
see
good
you.
night. Bye. Take care.
Bye.